Jersey just opened up for applications for adult use. What do you see as far as New Jersey and timing on eventually getting those applications approved and actual sales happening?
Sure. So we have a vertical operation in New Jersey. We have 2 cultivation facilities and 3 dispensaries. Currently, obviously, all in the medical market. So we're getting our ducks in order to go through the process to convert those to adult use. We believe that the market is supposed to open up towards adult use towards the end of Q2, and we're getting ramped up and prepared to be one of the leading wholesale and dispensary operators in the state. And obviously, we're happy to hear that some of the backlog of applications has been worked through, and there'll be some additional licenses that'll come online, because clearly the New Jersey market is going to need more than a couple dozen dispensaries and 10 or 15 different operators on the cultivation side.
And you're also in Massachusetts. Massachusetts was a slow state to get started, but it seems like things are really clicking along. More dispensaries are opening, and it seems like the operators are doing quite well in Massachusetts.
Yeah, Massachusetts has been a really good market for us. We are one of the leading operators on the wholesale side into adult use. Our dispensaries, which are all located in the metro Boston area, have been really slow to transition from medical to adult use. So there's still going to be a nice wave of dispensary openings in and around the metro Boston area. We have a flagship location literally touching the Apple store on Boylston Street, right near the Prudential Center, that we believe will be one of the best locations in the state, as well as really solid locations in Somerville, Watertown, and Needham. And so we look forward, hopefully in the first half of 2022, all or substantially all of our medical stores will transition to adult use, and we'll be able to more broadly serve the strong consumer base that's in the Metro Boston region.
One of the big challenges for the cannabis industry and cannabis companies has been you make these plans, like I'm going to be in Massachusetts, and then you run into delays and stalls, and it just seems to take forever to get things going. And you have to be really well capitalized to go through those delays and keep your investors interested. Do you think that that's one of the reasons why Ayr has been successful, is because you guys were well prepared to weather those storms?
Sure. So I think as we built our company as a second mover amongst the MSOs, we took that very seriously from a capital perspective and a capital allocation perspective. So we started out in 2 states, in Massachusetts and Nevada, and started out back in 2018 with revenue and EBITDA generating companies. And so we were able to weather the storm, be patient, and really grow out of cash flow and limited amounts of external capital. I think there were a number of companies that went for the land grab to tie up 12 or 15 states, but as we all know, it's very capital intensive to stand up a new operation in a new state, and you're burning money until you get the thing up and running, until there's a vibrant enough medical program, or in some cases until the medical markets transition to adult use. So it's been a challenge, I think, for everybody in the market, and you're seeing this out of some of the private operators. Unfortunately, it's happening to some of the social equity candidates in some of the various markets where the state requires people to hold on to real estate, and they have big carrying costs, and then they delay it for a year or 2 or 3, and all of a sudden people get tapped out before they can even get to the finish line and opening. So it's a challenge for everyone. I think at this point, the larger companies have the ability to weather that the most, but it's really been unfortunate that even when you get positive regulatory changes, it in many cases has taken so long to actually implement and get into place. Look at Massachusetts. Massachusetts was voted to go rec. At this point, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and we're still sitting there struggling to transition our stores from medical to adult use. Now, there's a great reward at the end of the tunnel, and our stores, even as medical stores, are doing quite well. So it's not like we've been, burning money along the way, but it's been frustrating, I think, for us and others at how long that pace has been. And then you see markets like Arizona, where they decide to go adult use. They put out a short application process, and 3 months later, every medical operator is adult use, and then they issue some additional licenses along the way. So there's been a real divergence in how the states have handled it, but the ones that have gone through long, drawn-out application processes have just gotten mucked up in litigation and have taken much, much longer than people think. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Everybody's going to get there, and whether it happens in 2021 or 2023, we think there's a lot of opportunity for growth and earnings power across the industry.
I'm Deborah Borchardt, reporting for the Green Market Report from the NCIA conference in San Francisco, California.